So there's a game series that I really should love that I just don't care. It checks a lot of boxes for me. You got open world, awesome. You got robot dinosaurs.
I knew it, you bastard!
Even better, robot dinosaurs. You got like a new IP from Sony at the time. That's awesome. I don't give one shit about Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever the other one, Wild Dawn, Forbidden West. I just don't care. I played the first one for like 5 hours, maybe couldn't get into it. And like, I tried it right after I was done with Breath of the Wild back in 2017, so maybe that was why I couldn't get into it, but nothing about it drew me to want to go back to it either. Like, I see the designs of the robots and I'm like, that's cool, but then I have to do this combat system, so I don't want to do it. And I don't like it, and it's a lot of... Look, man, I like ranged options, not ranged combat, like, specifically. And I know you can make a melee build, but that's not what the game is. That's really not what the game is, at least from what I saw. And, like... Despite all these boxes being checked, that should make this awesome game that I love, because open world games are like my favorite thing when they're done well, and I don't know how well this one was done because I barely got into it. I just couldn't get into it, and robot dinosaurs didn't even bring me in. I don't know what can at this point. It's got to be Horizon, and yeah, I was gonna go with Xenoblade, but like that one, even on paper, I shouldn't have even tried, because like turn-based is generally not my thing, and this one's a weirdo kind of turn-based in Xenoblade, and I'm not. Every Xenoblade game I've tried is like 2 hours in, I'm done. So at least I gave Horizon more of a shot, probably, but I just can't do it with Horizon. I don't know what it is. I'll try again one day, but if that doesn't work, then the series is just dead to me, and I'll have to let those robot dinosaurs walk into the sunset without me.
Pour even more salt into my wound. You're wearing a dinosaur shirt.
Well, flesh dinosaurs are cooler.
That one doesn't have flesh.
Well, still, he did. And not feathers, goddammit.
There's one game series that I can never make myself get into it, even though I've heard for decades how awesome it is. And it's Grand Theft Auto. I don't know if I'm just not a big fan of open world games, or I don't like being criminals. I don't know what it is, but it's just... After the first day or two, I just get really bored of it. And like, at the time when the first, I say the first one, the third one, that was the first like one that everybody talked about, came out, I rented it, I think, at one point, and I brought that back so fast. I was just bored of it. And I know I'd played a few here and there at friends' houses, and I borrowed some from somebody once, but I don't know what it is about those games. I just can never get into it more than about a day or two. Supposedly there's a good plot in there. I just can never find it. Another thing that almost always gets me to want to play it is the trailers, because like the trailer for GTA 6 looks like it's going to be amazing. But I know that if I go and buy that, I'm going to get like 2 days in and just get bored of stealing cars and killing hookers. So I don't know. I never can figure out why. I just cannot get into those games.
Trust.
The game I can think of that just does not jive with me, which is upsetting because I have so many friends that are just like, Daniel, you love JRPGs. You have to play Persona. And I'm just like, I don't want to hurt your feelings by telling you that this game is absolute shit. I cannot get into it. Like, there is no good scenario for that. I either love the game and we are like better friends, but on the opposite side of the coin, if I don't love it, then there's just this awkward pause, and I'm just like, this is not my RPG. I don't want this type of RPG. Get it out of here. And I don't know what it is about Persona. I cannot get into whatsoever. Like, every time someone has a positive about it, it's like the thing I hate the most about the game. They're just like, yeah, the UI is so amazing. And I'm just like, this UI literally hurts my eyes to look at. Like, these menus are so fugly and just all over the place. Like, everybody talks about Smash Brothers for Wii U's menus being horribly raunchy and just ugly. And it's the exact same thing as Persona. Like, I don't understand why everybody loves these so much. Like, they're ugly, take up way more space than they need to be, are harder to read than they need to be, and I just don't get it. Like, that's your biggest hook is the menus, and no, I hate it. Like, the turn-based stuff I could kind of get behind. I do love turn-based combat. They talk about, like, there's something you can do in the game where, like, depending on the season, this enemy will have the flu, and that makes them an easier fight. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's like Metal Gear Solid 3, changing the time so the end dies from old age. But I just don't give two about high schoolers, high school dating sim bullshit, relationship builder, like, bull crap, like, whatever the hell is going on with the plot of, like, invading people's minds and inceptioning them or something, and then I don't care one bit about any of it, and I just can't. It's just too much. They say they take for ever also, which is a bigger negative. Like, I love me some long games, but if I'm already out halfway through the trailer, I'm not gonna spend 80 hours looking at this and just no part of it like amuses me, and no part of it makes me want to play it. I just hate all of it. And other than Steve gave us the second worst Smash Brothers character.